Hello and welcome to the beautiful world of Satisfactory. My name is Jack Blade, and we are today going to do a tips and tricks video where we specifically talk about exploration, discovery, finding the hidden loot around the world, and probably having some fun in the meantime. Because that's kind of the goal, right? Having fun when you're playing the game. So, let's go for that. Ow. Starting out, I want to say that I know that in Satisfactory and other games like this, exploration is extremely divisive. Some people like it, some people hate that they have to go and like look for stuff instead of building factories. And I'm perfectly well aware of that. And for those who really don't like it, there is absolutely nothing wrong with using the advanced game settings to unlock all of your stuff. Like in the progression settings, there is no fault in making yourself skip the entirety of the exploration part of the game. I'm not blaming you. You should do what you want to have fun with the game. For those who want to learn, who are new to the game and want to try it out and see if they like it, I enjoy it immensely because it's a like break. My brain can rest a little bit, and I get to unlock more of the map. On top of that, I want to make sure that those who try it out are equipped with the knowledge and skills required to do this without constantly dying, without having a really tough time. So I want to really get into the nitty-gritty with this. Let's start with what happens when you die. You basically spawn in here. This one starts on over again. Yes, I died. And it counts up days since last incident. It's how many in-game days you have survived without dying. However, what you can do, if you have dropped everything in your settings, you will drop all of your tools, all of your inventory, all of it on the ground. If you have dimensional storage unlocked, you will keep whatever's in there. You won't drop that. And you basically have to go out again and pick up your stuff, and then you can keep going. So my first tip there is make sure that you have a second setup, have a chest with all the extra stuff that you need to really like just die, come here, pick up your new like gear, ammo, whatever you need to get there safely, pick up your stuff, and then you're safe, okay? So have a second setup of all equipment you're using, and that's going to be the next thing we talk about. When you start the game, you basically, if you go through the tutorial, you have to build the hub as a onboarding process. Once you have done that, you can start unlocking things in your tiers. And this is really important because there are a few things here that we very desperately need before we can explore safely. Number one, we want to be effective with our research. That's the whole theme of Fix-It, the company in the game. So, we unlock this. Field research in the tab, in the map, or in the hub, specifically so that we get the map, we get the MAM, which is really important, the object scanner, so we know where stuff is, we can find it, and you get some extra storage slots. That's really good. And then in tier 2, getting the resource sync bonus program is really good as well, simply because of the what's it called? Some of the exploration tools you get in the awesome shop. This thing here, when you get some tickets. So the MAM is one of the things that you unlock in when you do an exploration, along with the map, like this. And on top of that, you get the object detector. This one, or object scanner. This one is really good. It's a short range, like object detection thing. So it's not gonna put things on the map. Instead, it's going to do like a beep thing. If something is close enough, like I can't find here. Okay, let's say I want to find barrel nut. It's when I'm aiming at the barrel nut, or in the vicinity of its direction, it will show. And as I get closer, it's telling me, okay, there's barrel nut in this location. And here we got barrel nuts. And I can pick that up. And then it says like, okay, now there's no more Beryl nut here, and it shows the next closest location. But if you're out of range for any detectable item, this is what shows up. And this is something that you can very, very easily have in your inventory when you're out exploring to cut down on the time it takes to find certain things. With that said, let's go on to the next tool we're looking at. And here we got it. It's the Xeno Zapper. When you start the game, this is your only weapon, and it is a melee weapon that you use as a stun prod almost, like a stun gun, that you then hit anything living with. Like, we have a millennial bird in here screaming about the unfairness of life. If you just... there. That's how you take care of some animals. Some animals are chunkier and take a lot more hits to take down than others. Some of them do a lot more damage. They have different, like, movement sets and everything. We're gonna go through that later. But, number one, the Xeno Zapper is great. But it's not the weapon you should be using when you go exploring for the first time. That is something you unlock here in the MAM. So with the Xeno Zapper, you will have the ability to fight a few creatures. The Hogs or Spitters tends to be what you run into just when you start the game. And going in here to the MAM and to the Alien Megafauna tree, and unlocking Hogs or Spitters or whichever like creature you get remains from. Unlock it, go down, then make the protein so you can get the alien DNA capsule and biomass unlocked. You do this in the crafting bench. Once this is unlocked, go for this tree, where you need another 5 DNA, or like this one needs 5 DNA and 100 rods. The DNA is also crafted in the like crafting bench. Then here, you need 25 rotors, 50 reinforced iron plates, and 500 screws. Unlock the rebar gun. This is a really, really powerful weapon to use. This is the go-to weapon. Even for me, like even now, having rebar guns, really, really good. You can do the rebar ammo and everything over here in the equipment bench. But essentially, you really do need a rebar gun. You really do need the iron rebar, like ammunition. And this is a great, great tool to have when you're out exploring. It one-shots the stingers, and it's like the small ones at least. And it two-shots the hogs, the small hogs, and it's really, really good. Once you have gotten your rebar gun, let's say you have this, you have like this is your inventory now. Like, you don't necessarily have all of these slots. That takes a bit to unlock. But if you have in your inventory so that you can have object scanner, you can have the Xeno Zapper, and you can have the rebar gun, that's really, really good. And then you need the Blade Runners, which you unlock in the Quartz tree. We're gonna go through. Like, don't be like, you're gonna probably confused a little bit. We're gonna go through in a little bit exactly where to find them, how this works, and like all that kind of stuff. I'm just listing off the equipment that you should be going for, starting out. And Blade Runners are really, really good because they increase your speed and they increase your jumping height, and you don't take as much damage, and it takes more height to take damage from falling. So great, great, great tool. With these three, of course you need your ammo and stuff. With these three, you're somewhat set, but you also need to heal. With that, we have the Beryl nuts, or the Paleberries, or Agaric, or bacon Agarics. Because when you are injured, if I fly up here a little bit, and I drop from this distance, boom, I took some damage. If you look in the lower left corner, by eating these, I am essentially healing myself. Very, very easy. And having those with you is really, really good, so that you can keep your health topped up. And in terms of like exploration, like your first ever like voyage out, I think you are probably set by having this. if we're looking at, like, this is what you should have optimally, right? You make sure that you unlock all of your equipment slots. You can find them in the MAM in different places, and then, or in the hub in different places. But there should be 6 maximum. What you should have after a while, when you've developed a little bit, and you might have sent off the space elevator once, and you're looking at like more advanced exploration. You need the medicinal inhaler. It instantly heals you to full health every time. You should have, if you're going for like a proper I'm out there cowboying, you're going to need a bunch of rebar. You're going to need to unlock the Nobelisk. And this is my setup. When I go exploring, this is what it looks like. Then I have this as an extra. The Xeno Basher, which is an upgraded melee weapon from the Xeno Zapper, which you get in the hub. And then to make it really, really good for myself, with the Nobelisk detonator, I have actual bombs, grenades, whatever you want to call them. And I control when they blow up. And yes, you can throw multiple before you hit the trigger. Great when you're fighting alphas or like large groups of enemies like spiders and stuff like that. Then we have some extra equipment that will really help out. In the Mycelia tree, in the MAM, you can unlock the gas mask. This makes you immune to the poison clouds, the poison flowers, poison spiders, like the stingers, like shooting off their stuff, their gas clouds. Essentially, I can go like this. And now I have ammo, I have my bombs for the Nobelisk. I have something extra here. That's a parachute. Essentially, this is a reusable, easy to deploy parachute controlling my fall speed, so I don't take fall damage. So I can go climb as high as I want to. I'm not gonna die. Really, really good item to have on you, essentially. The reason why I have 3 rebar guns is because it means I can fight without... I can go like this. Okay, they weren't reloaded. Let me try that again with actual reloads, so I can show... You saw how slow the reload is, right? But if I go like that, I have 3 shots in quick succession, which does a lot of damage. They can kill 3 spiders very quickly. Like, you can take out most things that aren't like straight up alpha, like level creatures or enemies, using 3 shots. So that's one of the things that I use out there. But essentially, I've made myself immune to the poison. I can deal a lot of damage. I can find things. I can heal. I run a lot faster, jump a lot higher. And I have my parachute, so I am immune to fall damage. I just have to craft these for the gas filter, or for the gas mask, which, once again, we will go through exactly how all of that stuff works later. Now that we're equipped, we are ready to go, we have all the stuff. Where are we going? What are we doing? What are we looking for? Can you tell me what we're looking for? Some items that are always good to pick up extra of is the Beryl nuts, that looks like this. The Paleberries, that looks like this. And then you also want to find the third nutrient, which is bacon agaric, that looks like this. Those are the 3 like nutrients, the plants that you can pick up, and you should. All of these are things you should be collecting as much as possible of, so that you have... You can see if I have Beryl nuts, I have Paleberries in my dimensional storage, and I have bacon agarics, because they are ultimately what you use to make your medicinal inhalers. The berries also have a secondary function, which is super important, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Other than that, those are the nutrients. Let's move on to the next thing we're looking for. The next thing we're looking for is animals, aggressive animals specifically. They are animals that will attack you on sight. If you get too close, they will attack you to defend their territory. And, essentially, you need to fight them. So when you've managed to kill one of them, they will always drop remains of their specific creature. And yes, in this case, it's a spitter. There's another one over there. They tend to travel in groups, and they tend to stay around areas where there are like paths, like resource nodes and stuff like that. So spitters being one. Spitters are ranged enemies. There are coming in different varieties. Some of them are just straight up firing shots like this. Others fire more of like a grenade launcher style attack. There was another one up there. And the thing is that the best thing you can do with these is to avoid the melee. If you're going too close, you have no chance of dodging their relatively slow ranged attacks. So by using some kind of ranged attack, either firing your rebar gun at them like that, it makes them run a little bit and stop like their barrage. And the second they stop again, they're gonna fire a little bit. They take 3 shots, the green ones, some of them just take 2. It's a difference between the species, I guess. But basically try to keep a little bit of range. Your ranged attacks are a lot faster and a lot more destructive than theirs. If you get too close, they're going to hit you and you take damage. So if you don't want to take damage, that's how you deal with this, spitters. So let's look at hogs. Hogs are somewhat stupid creatures. They kind of just look at you and go like grr, and then they just run straight at you. And the best thing you can do is just like play like bullfighting with them. Just like dodge out of the way. And then on the pass by, or just when they're heading straight for you, get that little bit of time by shooting them like this, and they will pause in their attack. Let's see, where did the other one go? Oh, there we go. And for the rebar gun, these are very quick and easy. You basically do the same thing with the stun gun or stun, like the melee. Where like me being completely, my brain freezing up completely here. The Xeno Zapper. Oh! See, this is why you have parachutes. Now I don't take any damage from the fall, I'm not gonna die, I'm not falling into the void. I'm going to be fine. But yeah, now I've gotten spitter remains and I have gotten hog remains. There are 2 more creatures on this world that will give you remains that you can and should destroy on sight. One of them is the stinger. And for those who have arachnophobia, fair warning, I'm going to show the stingers without the arachnophobia mode on, and then with the arachnophobia mode on. So there will be 2 versions or 2 of this arachnophobia mode off, and then arachnophobia mode on. If you are afraid just knowing there's a spider, arachnophobia mode won't help you. In that case, advanced game settings can turn off the stingers. The stingers very much look like spiders, they move like spiders, and they have somehow made them even more, like I don't have arachnophobia, but they scare me in this game. So I am going to turn it off and we're going to go look at some stingers. So I'm gonna put a time code to where it's like safe arachnophobia mode on again, and if you want to skip it entirely, I'm gonna put a second time code that just goes straight to the end of like no stingers at all, okay? So let's move on. Okay, so stingers, the spiders, you can see them down there. If I go into photo mode, I can zoom in so you can see what they look like. They are terrifying, and these are the small ones. There are the large ones that are alpha versions, and there are alpha versions of every creature, and they leap. So if I was standing here and it saw me, it would jump up to me and then try to kill me. These can't do that. So because they're small spiders, I can just do this, and once I get to the right height, I can just shoot them. This is why the rebar gun is so important, because stingers are fast, they are crap to fight in melee, they do a lot of damage, even though they have very little health. They die very quickly, but they will mess with your health. So you will run out of barrel nuts very, very quickly fighting the spiders. So be careful about that. Oh, something saw me. Spider came out of the ground. Okay. Always fun, always fun. So these are the arachnophobia triggers for some people. And then for other people, it's okay with having arachnophobia mode on. Oh, I opened a menu. I thought everything here was dead. It is not. It comes straight out of the walls. That's always fun. That's another one. And is that an... It's under the ground. Okay, I'm going to attempt... This is always fun when it's doing this stuff. Okay, so it is immortal. It doesn't take any damage. Fun. But yeah, picking up all of the remains is super, super important. As you can see, they are always full of surprises. I hate spiders. They come out of nowhere, and they are fast, and they are terrifying. Specifically in this game, I hate these things. In real life, I don't care. Now, the next creature we're looking at, the final creature, is the Hatcher. And something to keep in mind with the Hatchers is you can... Oh, if you go too close, they go like this. And they trigger, and they spawn a bunch of stuff. They hatch a bunch of flies that suicide crash into you. And you take them out, just fire them on them, punch them, like whatever you can to take them out. You can see you take a lot of damage from these. And you can avoid all of that damage. And you do that very, very easily by sneaking. So for this, I will switch out one of my rebar guns with my trusty Xeno Basher. And I will then, because I know there's another one over here on the other side of this, I will sneak, and I will be very quiet. Walk over here, as you can see. There you go, that's a Hatcher. Da, 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 da. So, what is this all about? It's not reacting to me. Okay, but it's gonna react when I hit it, right? No. Thank you so much. Perfect. Those are the creatures and the remains you are looking for. The easiest ones to fight are, of course, the Hogs. Then you have the Spitters. Then you have the Hatchers. And then you have the Stingers. The things that kills me the most are the Stingers. Specifically the Alphas. The small ones, no. The big ones, yes. They are terrifyingly agile, fast, and they can take a lot of hits, and they deal a lot of damage. So, keep that in mind. Now, we have some other stuff to look at. A little bit more peaceful part of the exploration, but now you can at least fight the things that try to kill you out there. The next part doesn't need this to win. It's this we need. So, this is our new weapon. And what we do now is we go and we look, we be very careful, because there is a lizard doggo around here. You're like, what? What do you mean by that? Well, in the previous clip you might have seen it. There was a little doggo, it was over here. And when you find a lizard doggo, oh, up there, what you do is you walk up when it notices you. When it says like, oh shit, there's a person there, oh, like that. You take your berries, and you put them on the ground like so, and it will come over, and it will then eat. Ta-da! And now, you have a tamed lizard doggo. And for me, it's doggo number 11. So cute, isn't it? Now this is your pet, and it will bring you stuff. It will, like, in random intervals, give you sometimes incredibly advanced materials. Power slugs, like sometimes ammo, nuclear nobelisks, so the grenade thingies, but just like nuclear bombs. They will do this, and the more you have, the more efficient that becomes. I have 10 of them. They have given me so much good shit. I have made an entire video on how they are the early game meta for some stuff. So go check that video out. I will leave a card in the top right. Now I'm going to show you the next part, the next thing we're looking for out here. Here we go. This is the next thing we're looking for. This is a power slug. And they come in the variety of blue, like this one. We have yellow and we have purple. The blue is the least valuable one. They give, what is it called? They give 1 power shard. The yellow gives 2 and the purple gives 5. And then there are methods of duplicating that. Like vanilla, they are intended mechanics, kind of, I can do that. There's another power slug down there. They're quite common. And they are very easy to find using this, as you can see. So all I now have to do is show you the next thing we're looking for out here. Actually, let's interject with something that you might want to look out for unless you have the gas mask. These fart rocks, fart clouds, poison clouds, whatever you want to call them. Those are the ones you should look out for. They tend to also hide some valuable stuff, so like being able to blow them up with nobelisks or going in there with gas mask, really good. Remember, the gas mask doesn't protect you from radiation poisoning, it only protects you from the poison until you get those upgrades in tier 7 or tier 8 later down the line. So yeah, safe from that with the gas mask, not the radiation, just the poison, okay? Now let's continue. So there are 4 materials out there that you will be looking for to unlock stuff in the MAM, to be able to scan for more of that and finding nodes using the actual scanner. And what we're looking for specifically, in this case, is Caterium, Sulfur, Quartz, and then a material called Mycelia. I just did that for some reason. Either way, Sulfur nodes, or like chunks, they look like this. And I can just mine this like this, and it will give me what I need to unlock stuff in the MAM. Then I have this stuff. There's other things. Basically, if it looks like a plant and you can like use the chainsaw on it, it's like, but it's not actually like leaves and stuff. It's very likely that it's like mycelium. And when you take it down, you got a bunch of different things. You get some limestone. You get some silica. Very, very nice. It's connected to the quartz tree. And then the important thing here, you got the Mycelia, right? And then because you're using the chainsaw and I used area mode, I got a bunch of other stuff as well. So what we have here though is these things are what is important right now. So what are the other 2? Or where are they rather? What do they look like? We're looking at Quartz and Caterium. I'm gonna head on over. Over here you have Quartz, and it's the same thing. You literally just walk up to it and mine it just like you would any like iron, like what you learned from the get-go. And then over here we have Caterium. Same thing there. Pick that up. Caterium is technically gold. It was renamed after the, like, you're gonna get lore in the game. Don't worry about that. But it's basically these 4 materials that you're looking for. So with that, these are some of the things we're looking for, right? Let's see if I can pull out there some Beryl nuts. And there's Paleberries. So far, these are the things that we're looking for out there. But there's a few more. They're really, really, really valuable stuff. What is that? When you're out there looking around, something you might run into is this. This is Sam. Say hi to Sam. No, it's, what does it stand for? Something alien matter. Yeah, Sam. Either way, this is to start unlocking alien technology. This is really important and you need a lot of it. So my tip here is place down a miner and a container and like a biomass burner and just have it fill that container so you have it laying around. And then you can handcraft or manually carry it back to base and then process it there the way you want to, at least starting out. But yeah, SAM ore, super important. They don't show up, you can't scan for it until you have unlocked it in the MAM, so you're gonna have to run across it. And there are a few places on the map that I know you can find it. I know you can find it under the arch here in a cave at the bottom there. Here over where I am, you can find SAM ore. I know that there is some SAM ore up here, I think on top of one of these. I remember I've seen it up there. Essentially, there are SAM ore. Can you stop talking? Don't you hate it when the ore speaks to you? No, but generally SAM ore is a great thing to run across. You will have some good interactions and unlock a bunch of really important stuff. Now, let's look at crash sites and hard drives. Alright, so crash sites look like this. They tend to be guarded by hogs or some other animal. So, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, just use the high ground, like learn from Obi-Wan, I guess. And once you clear them out, if you want to clear them out, you don't necessarily have to. As you see, like, they're not really a threat. You can go over and you can open this part, like this box. Open it. There is a drop pod, and normally this is closed. And it tells you out here, it's a material, like it tells you, hey, I need 50 iron rods or whatever, or it's going to tell you I need power, and sometimes I need material and power. It's going to tell you how many megawatts, and it's going to tell you what material. And you can craft some of those materials, and you can find some of those materials. They tend to be scattered around crash sites, but what you want the hard drives for is that they help you unlock alternative recipes. Very efficient alternative recipes that help you make factories a lot more, like, it's easier for you, and they make more out of less material. So, or they use less rare material to make more rare parts. That would be very difficult otherwise. So, crash sites, really, really good. And some of them are just like literally, they're a bit challenging in terms of like there might be an alpha protecting them. If you're not used to fighting alphas, I would very much recommend don't do that until you've unlocked the Nobelisks. Because you will die over and over and over again. It will be annoying. Or if you're like me, keep bashing your head into them until they die, and you'll learn how to fight them. But otherwise, crash sites are super, super powerful, and I'm gonna show you exactly why. Here, back at base, we have the MAM, the actual MAM, placed down. And if we open this, in the top you can see it says hard drives. If I go in here, if I have a hard drive, I can click scan hard drive, it takes 10 minutes, and then it opens, and you get it put into your hard drive library. You will get 2 alternative recipes to pick from, and if you don't like them, you can re-roll once to get different results. And in here, for example, if you look at the rotor, that's a pretty basic material that you can make pretty early on. So let's look at the rotor, right? If I just open this, I press N to open this search bar and press, like type in rotor, go here. This is the basic recipe. I have unlocked alternates before for this. It's a steel rotor, it uses steel pipes and wire instead of screws and iron rods. And it gives different like outputs. I get 5 per minute instead of 4 per minute. So completely changes up how I need to think about making that. And I could get yet another one here, the copper rotor. Now, I don't need this. I'm not going to click this. Let's see if I have something that I want to click actually. Do I want that? Not necessarily. Automated speed wiring. I'm gonna want that for later. Fused wire. And let's go for the steel rods. I click this. Boom. Now I have a new alternate recipe. And what I can then do is I can take a hard drive. I can click here. I can go scan. Okay, I have no reward. I've every single reward currently available in the game is in here already. Okay, so I have to wait until I actually unlock more stuff in the space elevator until I can do it. Sorry about that, but yeah, they look like this. I'm gonna put them here just so we can see, together with the rest. Actually, I'm gonna put them down here. Now, let's look at the final and the treasure of exploring. Alright, so I found one of them. It's a Mercer sphere. You can see these are like flowers that will like spout poison at you. I don't care because they are like I have my mask. They can start spewing poison. It doesn't really matter to me. Under all of these rocks, hidden by rocks that you can only explode with nobelisks or like exploding rebar. When I blow this up, I find this. And under here, you have Mercer spheres. And they speak to you.
This fleeting temple hums a resident song. Play for us.
Yeah, it's kind of terrifying. Really, really fun to hear the conversations between them and Ada. But yeah, essentially, those are Mercer spheres. There are lots of them around. They're kind of hidden a bit everywhere. They don't necessarily have a... Like, you can tell because there's, like, environment around them that is like, something is protected, something is here. But generally, the best way to find them is use this and just run around until you get a detection, and then you can pick them up as you find them. Essentially, they're a bit all over the map. There's like, if I don't remember correctly, I think it's like 400 of them. And you use them to get remote storage, so you don't have to go back to pick up a bunch of materials anymore. They are like just available in your inventory. Like, it's this stuff. Oh, let's try to avoid... That's an alpha. Oh, that's a Mercer sphere in that direction. So yeah. Oh, yep, over there. You can see it. Mercer sphere. Oh, there's an alpha hatcher over there. So gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. I don't want to trigger it. And there we go. Just gonna go up here. And now I... Boom, pick it up. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now I have
This is a shrine to windows and weaving.
another one. Now, there is one more item, as you might have spotted before. The Somersloops. It is incredibly rare. It's a little bit more rare than the... what are they called? The crash sites. The difference being the crash sites they're the same amount, give or take, but the crash sites are larger, so they're easier to spot. The Somersloops, not the case. So I'm going to see if I can find one, and I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like. Alright, I have found one. There's just large spiders. Those black thingies shows that it's large spiders, and it saw me. So I have switched my equipment over so I have my melee, because they will jump at me and I will get stomped unless I can get a couple of bumps at them before they manage to jump. And yeah, I am basically terrified because they are horrifying creatures. And oh, radiation damage. There's radiation stones here. Oh, let's try to avoid that. But yeah, Somersloop. Yep, over there. You can see that red thing, and my cursor is on right now. Oh, that's another doggo down there. Slug up there. I've collected a few of those running around. There's some Caterium under us. Like, the stuff is kind of everywhere. I am at the edge of the most horrible place on the map, which is out here. This here is the Black Marsh, or Dark Marsh, or whatever you want to call it, the Black Swamp. And it is horrifying. It's the main thing spawning out there are just stingers, as in spiders. So let me just be ready with bombs here. I want to spot them first. I don't want to be spotted by them. You can hear the noise. Oh, that's a slug over there. I'll pick you up. That's really nice. Boom. Let's now go for our Somersloop up there. Boom, boom. So I'm gonna be very, very careful. If I remember correctly, the spiders are kind of down here. There's a cave there as well. Alright. So, if I do a... Let's see if I can do a sliding jump here. When you sprint, crouch, and jump, you slide and jump. And I'm gonna try and pick this up. And I want to get out of here before the spiders realize that they lost their toy. So yeah, essentially, now I have all of the valuable stuff. No spiders, no spiders. Okay, I can open my inventory without dying. With this, I have gotten Mercer spheres. I have gotten that final like purple. Gotten a little bit more of this. And I have this. And that means that we now have all of the important things together in one go. This is all the collectible stuff that you need on the map. I hope I have given you some insight on how to find them, and what to do with them is the big challenge now, isn't it? Let's head back to base. I'm gonna just show you guys quickly what you can do with this stuff. Alright, we're back at base. I'm just going to show you very quickly. When you unlock the alien technology, you can get the SAM here, right? Scannable resource, you can find SAM now. When you unlock the scannable object Mercer sphere, you can start scanning for them. Same thing with the Somersloops. You need to find one of them first, right? So it's basically just wander around until you find it. Then you need to unlock the SAM reanimation, and once you've gotten down to get steel, or you don't even need to find steel, if you have Doggos, or if you found crash sites, you can find the steel pipes you need for this. And that gives you the SAM fluctuator. Once you have the SAM fluctuator, you craft up a bunch of them, you can unlock Dimensional Depot, which is the uploader into the dimensional storage that you have in your inventory. It's all of this. And you can upgrade that in alien technology, there we go, all the way up to having 5 total stacks of each specific item in the game. So it's not just like 5 stacks total, it's like I can have 5 stacks of Caterium ore, 5 stacks of Quartz ore, 5 stacks of like 5 stacks of each. This means that you can upload directly from your inventory, which means it's great for exploration, because it means when I found all this stuff, I can just take it and I can put it straight in without having to go back home. That is really, really good. Okay, so alien technology also lets you upload faster, 30 per minute, 60 per minute, 120 and 240, and you can stack that. So you have, if you have 2 places making concrete and you want to really input it really quickly, if you have 2 uploaders, you upload concrete at 480 per minute instead. That's really good. On the other side, we have the Somersloops. And when you have upgraded your Somersloops and you've unlocked all of this stuff, you can get the Alien Power Augmenter that gives you 500 megawatts of energy and a 10% energy boost. Once again, computers, I find them at crash sites or I get them from the Doggos. And then I have the Production Amplifier. And this one is really fun because now we have vanilla duplication of items. You basically put Somersloops into your machines, like so, over here, and your output doubles. So I can put my remains in here, for example. I can take my spitter remains, put it in, and now I get 100 per minute. Each of these spitter remains is worth 2 alien protein instead of 1. They go over here, and then I can make alien DNA, which I unlock in the MAM as well, right? Alien DNA is then sent into the awesome sink, which gets you the coupons, and ta-da. Easy as that. And then the coupons you can use in Awesome Shop to buy stuff. And that is as easy as that. Same thing with the power slugs, you can duplicate the output of them. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And that is a great, great way of using your Somersloops starting out. If you want to be like really meta effective, basically once you can make 3 or 4 alien power augmenters, as in you can get a 30% bonus on your power generation network, on the power generation in your network, then duplication of anything other than slugs and alien like remains, animal remains, is ineffective. The best thing you can do is just like place down an extra machine. Don't duplicate the output. Essentially, Somersloops are more worth to you as a power augmenter than they are as duplication. Especially if you have more advanced stuff, because constructors only use 1, but assemblers use 2 Somersloops to activate the duplication and stuff. So it just gets more and more expensive in terms of Somersloops, and there's only like 100 on the map. So yeah, keep that in mind. Mercer spheres are also not just used for the unlock, they're also actually used in the building of the Dimensional Depot uploader. And you can see here I've placed this is my normal storage container. I placed a lift that goes into the uploader, and in here it just uploads iron plates for me that I'm making in my factory. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So with that said, you have a bunch of really cool stuff that you can get with just this. Power switches, smart splitters, zip lines, and stuff like that you can very, very easily make something really useful out of. Extra hand slots, parachute, the gas mask is here in the mycelium. In the quartz you have the blade runners that I showed off before as well. On top of that I can get the first car, the Explorer. Once I get the crystal oscillators, you can also find them out everywhere among crash sites. So much of this stuff is easily unlockable. Just find crash sites and you'll find all the materials you do need. Now, with that said, head out there, explore, find all the stuff, and if you want to, time yourself. Take here's a 2-hour session. How much can I find? What is my record? And then come on over to the Discord and share with us how much you've found. This is the little I found. Some of this I already had from before, of course, the Paleberries and stuff. But essentially, aside from this, how much remains can you get? How much Somersloops? How much Mercer spheres, slugs, and everything can you find when you're out exploring in the world? I'm looking forward to see what you share. So have a really good time. I hope this helped people really get into the exploration part of Satisfactory and probably have an easier time, and by that also a more enjoyable time. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a really good one, everyone. Bye!